Sound. Check. Sound. Honorable members, Madam Speaker.
Prayer.
Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of humanity, we beseech you to look upon with your abundant favor these your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important trusts in this land. Let your blessing descend upon them here assembled, and grant that they may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under their deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you've committed to their charge. Amen.
Item 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. And I will not get tired of reminding you to clock in. And I'm counting days. I'm counting days, log in and clock out. We are using taxpayers' money. The money that is being paid to members of parliament is taxpayers' money. So when we see people who don't want to come to the house, then we know they should be accountable for what they are doing. I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. And I'm very happy that my front desk, front bench, I have members here. And kindly continue coming and let's serve this nation. And as I've always said, we should be able to leave this nation better than the way we got it. If we can, we should be able to serve humanity, leave this nation better than the way we got it, and the rest will be done by others. Honorable members, yesterday I communicated that we will devote today for members to discuss their issues. All members will bring up their issues. The ministers are here, and I will ask the government chief whip that we need more ministers. We need more ministers to respond to members' issues, and you can't know which issues are coming up. So we may need them. Honorable members, I had a chat with the Commissioner General of Prisons, and Commissioner General said out of every 100,000 persons, 168 persons end up in prison. Now, all their prisons are full. They have no space for the prisoners. As we legislate, as we go through the budgeting process, we should be able to think about the infrastructure in prisons, not only Luzera and all over. It should be all over. Of course, we will always continue having people who break the law. And since we will continue having that, let's see how we can support Uganda prisons and see that their infrastructure is improved in the next financial year. Honorable members, this weekend we shall be witnessing the royal wedding of His Chabazinga of Busoga, His Majesty William Wilberforce Gabla Najope the Fourth, and his queen, the Inebantu of Jovia Mutesi. As his subjects, we want to wish him well in his marriage and in the wedding. But as I said before, you find there are some social media people who know it all. Why don't they leave people to settle? Huh? Why don't they wish other people well? People want to pop their noses into people's personal lives. They should leave the Chabazinga. If they are saying he has many wives, who tells you a man should have one woman? Yes. Let the man go and wed his neighbor to, for us, we support the wedding. We wish them very well. And as Parliament of Uganda, we want to congratulate him. And we'll continue praying for the family. Thank you so much. Yes. On the communication, government chief whip. Let's first hear from the government chief whip.
Right Honorable Speaker, first of all, I want to thank you for your kind comments on the front bench. I also want to indicate that today, His Excellency the President is presiding over the national pass out of our young people who are called the Patriots at a function organized by Office of the President. Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and a number of ministers have joined him. Even personally, I was there. I requested for permission. By the time I left, he had not yet arrived. We may, in the circumstances, because you had indicated that you needed more ministers, I believe they will be joining us at intervals because I left quite a number of them at Kololo. I pray that for us who are here, we can be able to handle businesses that we can handle. Those that we cannot, that are more technical, requiring technical responses from the sector heads, we will definitely request for your permission to have them deferred and they are answered by the ministers of the respective sectors. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Whip. We have a pending item on the order paper. The pending item on the order paper is on the response to issues that were raised by opposition. I have received a letter. There is a very urgent meeting that requires all the leaders, all the statutory leaders, and the meeting is supposed to be out of the country. So we may not have that item even on Tuesday. So take note. Yes, members? AFCON.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and my colleagues. Honorable Speaker, rise up on your communication regarding the prison. Honorable members, we are aware rules are there, we make, but sometimes we break the rules. Honorable Speaker, in prison, when you see we have a lot of people who are in jail, and some of the cases, they are not being heard, which we should find lawyers to help these people. And also, when they are arrested or we are arrested, because we are meant to break the law, even we who are here, I think we should find a way of negotiating or seeing that not everyone who is arrested, they should take them for digging in the garden for the whole day, Honorable Speaker. when you find some of these people, they're digging the whole day, they're caned, they're beaten. I think we should find a way of favoring these people. And the prison is crowded because most cases, for sure, Honorable Speaker, is not being heard. And somebody who has stolen a chicken or cassava is treated like somebody who has done murder. Honorable Speaker, we need to come up with this solution to find a way to put this issue. Thank you.
Honorable members, I want to remind you the 4 roles of Parliament. When you look at our roles, there are some things that we can't do. Ours is to ensure that they are comfortable wherever they are. We do appropriation. We do oversight. Now, that is a role of executive. So, government,
Right Honorable Speaker, under the laws of Uganda, by the time one ends up in prison, that implies that you have gone through the due processes, you have been charged in court, and either remanded, convicted, or sentenced. No prison staff or officer has the right to beat any inmate. And at that point in time, you are beating an inmate for what? Extracting evidence, extracting confession. So no prison officer under the laws of Uganda has the right to beat any inmate. That is one. 2, prisons world over are meant for reforms. And you are aware that even in the case of Uganda, we have a number of prisons that do have farms attached to them. So part of reform, me and you, Honorable Achon, we all come from part of Lango called Kide. I believe when we were growing up, what you are talking about, digging, we did it. Fetching firewood, we did it. Cooking, we did it. So whatever is being done, like you're talking about digging, in my humble opinion, is part of reforming the inmate.
and
you
it's
so
not
much.
outside the ordinary.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, James. All of you are going to speak. Is it on the communication?
Yes. Right Honorable
Because
Speaker.
I'm going to give you time for your issues.
Right
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for the passion you have for the young children of Uganda. And I think that's why it prompted you to have a discussion with the head of prisons. Madam Speaker, you have mentioned that the head of prisons alluded to the fact that we are having many young people in criminality. Madam Speaker, that speaks volumes, and we need to find out why are these young people involved in criminality. Madam Speaker, you are well aware that 80% of our youth are unemployed. To find a solution for the unemployment of our youth is very critical. And that would be a solution. And in addition to what you have suggested to amplify the infrastructure, there is a need to critically analyze how we can have the youth of Uganda being busy in productive activities locally and internationally. So there is a, Madam Speaker, there is a critical issue that we need to address of addressing the unemployment issue in Uganda. If we continue looking at it as, as normal, then you are going to have more people. We are going to have criminality increasing because we are not looking at how we can engage. And I want to thank the President, Madam Speaker, for these skills. But Madam Speaker, there is also another milestone we need to move to. If we are skilling people, we need also to empower them and give them equipment to utilize and have the youth engaged in the local areas, because the influx of the youth from the villages to Kampala hoping to get remedy is futile. So we need to now to disengage the youth, to have the youth locally engaged, such that we can have productive youth in Uganda. I salute you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Actually, when you look at the skilling project, it's a very good project. The last time there was a function in Kololo, there were over 10,000 youth on the skilling project. But the question is, that is Kampala. When will it reach Kachumbala? When will it reach Bukedea? When will it reach Kinkizi, Rwanda, Kweni? So can we have it throughout the whole country so that we engage all our youth in doing that? We provide our youth with the skilling materials. We give them welding machines. We give them sewing machines so that we engage them, we stop them from being idle. So that should be done throughout the whole country. Much as we talk about the PDM, PDM is only 39%. Where is the 61%? Emioga is also for the limited, not for everybody. But we have the most active, the youth. What did we do with the youth? Honorable government, what's the way forward?
Right, Honorable Speaker, let's start by appreciating the fact that all over the world, Uganda has a very, very young population. That is a fact. And our population is growing at a very, very fast rate. From the time we gained independence, 6.2 million, we are now talking about over 45 million people, and yet the size of the country has not increased. Two, just like you have alluded to the fact that we have the presidential initiative on skilling the young people. It is a very good initiative. I believe that His Excellency the President is progressively moving into the countryside. I know, apart from the ones you have enumerated, there are now exist a presidential skilling center in Lira that takes care of Lango sub-region. And they have been recruiting young people, especially those in villages, to be skilled. Probably we may need to interrogate that program and see whether we can support His Excellency the President further, and we roll it out from one sub-region to the other. In addition to that, Madam Speaker, we also obtained a loan under Ministry of Education and Sports from the World Bank. This loan was meant to establish and set centers of excellence in our 5 original Uganda technical colleges: Bushenyi, Elgon, Lira, to mention but a few. Now, what happened is that under that project, we annexed a number of technical institutes. When you move to Kaberamaido Technical Institute, you will see the development because it is annexed to Lira, even Chigumba. So government is doing all it takes, both for formal education and informal education. For Ugandans who can't attain formal, government is emphasizing more of informal education. And as a parliament, it is important that we support the government policy of establishing a technical institute per county or per constituency, because that will enable young people who can't attain formal education to be recruited and skilled in the respective technical institutes. Madam Speaker, thank you.
I think what we need to do what the minister needs to do is to establish the National Youth Service. And that would be a remedy to unemployment. Because if you have the national, we will not be talking of only Lira. You would be giving an example of today, we have a skilling center in Lira. Tomorrow, you have it in Busia. It should be a national thing not an initiative of only the few. But as leaders of this country, we should also be able to support government in ensuring that we have this kind of skilling centers. Yes. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and colleagues, and those of you who have raised the issue of unemployment, job creation for young people who now comprise of 78% of our population. In addition to the development of human resource capacity, which is through skilling, like we have set up centers across all the regions, as government led by President Yoweri Museveni, we're also emphasizing key strategic areas that create jobs. The first one is commercial agriculture. And that's why you have seen investing in the parish development model, EMYOGA, because we believe that when we invest in commercial agriculture, then jobs are created. The second point is industrialization. Friends, every factory that we set up employs on average 200 young people. We are supporting the 22 industrial parks so that we can attract investors to put up factories to help employ our young people. The third sector that all of us should support is the service sector. When you put up a hotel, you employ young people. So as we pass budgets, as we pass policies, we should all focus on concentrating, supporting these four strategic areas: commercial agriculture, industrialization, and services. These are key in creating jobs and supporting the economy to grow. So in addition to the human resource capacity building, we should, in my opinion, continue to support the vision of the president in creating jobs. And these are the key strategic areas that should.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Minister, if we are talking about commercial agriculture and we are looking at issues of having tractors, issues of having what? How many districts here have received the tractors from government? We need to look at that. We've been saying about just mere seeds of 4 billion shillings. Mere seeds. And you're the ones who made us to depend on it. When we were growing up, we knew that you always had to keep seeds for the next season. But now, because you said every planting time you will be giving us, people decided to eat everything. Now, in the last planting season, we only needed for 4 billion shillings. Did we get it? We appreciate and we want to support government in commercialization, but let government also help the population outside there and say, if you've given, me, I'm not complaining, I have tractors in Bukit there, but what about some other people? Alebtong has, maybe because I'm a speaker, but what about somewhere? You ask this, yeah, I mean, let's be sincere on this. Let's empower the population to do commercial agriculture. Honorable members, yes.
Madam Speaker, your communication.
Honorable members, are you all on communication? Because I thought we are going into matters of national importance. Okay.
Madam Speaker, sometimes I say you are God-given to this country. Madam Speaker, why I say so, every communication you give in this August House concerns issues that pertain. Madam Speaker, every issues you give as communication in this House are a thorn in the flesh of our people. But before I go to that, Madam Speaker, I would like to appreciate the leadership of the Uganda prisons. that it has really improved and professionalized Uganda prisons to an extent that we are becoming a model within East African region. I really want to thank the Commissioner General that even now as we talk,
Honorable
have very few
members,
cases of human rights abuse.
Honorable members, just sorry to interrupt you. The Commissioner General of Prisons is one person who can even supply this whole country with the seeds. He's a very hard-working person. Huh? So when he talks about us appreciating the Commissioner General, he has really done his best. He's one of the people who can get an applause of this House.
Madam Speaker, your words are always right. True, the Commissioner General of this country of prison is a performer, and it is in my prayer that we should, as Parliament of Uganda, support the prisons services of this country. Because by the time I was growing, we had massive prisons, which was built to handle 42 inmates. It had almost all the buildings falling down. But the little renovation that was done there, massive prisons can now be talked about. Although we have a very big population of young people in massive prisons. And as one of my colleagues said, we should have other means to counsel our younger people so that they don't fail prisons. But Madam Speaker, Honorable Minister Bahati gave a very good submission concerning where we should put all our efforts to create jobs for our young people. But enough, some of us who come from densely populated areas like Busia, we cannot have an opportunity to have a commercial agriculture. But our prayer to government, there's few services that we have, we should protect them for our people in Uganda.
Tell us what
Because as we talk now, Madam Speaker.
Macho, tell us what activity do you have in Busia?
Madam Speaker and my colleagues in Busia, obviously we are cross-border traders. And the cross-border trading we do has really promoted the integration of East Africa and led a lot to the growth of our border towns. But my point is, Uganda as a country, we should protect the small business services that we have for our people. Because if you go right now to Kisenyi here in Kampala, you find that all the small businesses are done by the Somalis. If you go to Bunga, Buziga, Gaba, all the small businesses are owned by Eritreans and Ethiopians. And these people are denying our people to do their jobs. If you go to Kiriandongo, they say it is worse. They are doing every business, and our youth have nothing to do. That is why it has brought a very big problem to an extent that the youth who are idle now commit crimes to go in the prisons. But however, I want to agree with you that prison services need to be supported, and we really need to give them enough money in the budget so that they can be a food basket to our country. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members in the public gallery this afternoon. We have pupils and teachers from St. Gregory Cavalry Junior School, that is from Namutumba district, and they are represented in this parliament by Honorable Naigaga Mariam. You're most welcome. Please stand up. The students, welcome to Parliament of Uganda. And thank you so much for coming. Still in the public gallery, we have teachers and pupils from Kiribenda Green Valley Primary School, and they come from Kasanda, and they are represented by Dr. Bukenya Michael, Honorable Kabuye, and Honorable Nabugabe Flavia. You're most welcome. Where are you? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Still in the public gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation of executive members of Agago North Civil Servants Development Association, and that is from Agago North County. They're represented by Honorable Okot John Amos and Honorable Akelo Beatrice. Where are you? The executives, you're most welcome. And thank you for sending us these members of parliament. Okot, you stand up. This is your member of parliament.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, you are right to welcome our people. They came here for a training, and the training has started today and tomorrow. We are privileged to get some facilitators from Parliament here. They are our staff who are offering that training on SACCOs management and resource mobilization. These are civil servants from Agago North County. It came after seeing that many of them they're being manipulated by the microfinance institutions, where in many cases they borrow money, they don't keep their ATM card with them, they move up and down. So we have said, no, why don't we bring ourselves together, form a SACCO on our own, then out of our own initiative, we can solve our own problems. So I want to thank them so much for coming, and thank you, honorable members, for welcoming them. Madam Speaker, allow me to say something about the communication that you made.
Honorable members, allow Honorable Court to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to thank you so much. First of all, congratulations. At our home, if a mom have given birth to 2 children, that one definitely, it is a person that is we lift that person higher than any other person from that clan. And you are now one of them. Of course, we call you main road. Main road mean a double and double. So thank you so much for being a double and double. And thank you so much also for being a very good mom. Madam Speaker, 2 issues. One, it is true, this house, it is our role to allocate funds, even to the Uganda prison. But now that we have seen the outcry, that the premises is now full, the facilities is full, to the extent that they cannot contain even more. And yet the one who are inside there, when you interact with them, close to about 60 to 70%, they are in detention, sometimes without trials. You find somebody is arrested, somebody is in the prison 1 year, 2 years, without even going for trial. And that again adds a lot of numbers, to the extent that the facility will become small. Maybe at this time, the DPP, the police, whoever who is concerned about investigations or sanctioning of files, should do their work and do it quickly, so that at least somebody is tried. If the person has been found guilty of the offense, then from there the person is in prison. I have one person who had been a former speaker of Agago district local government called John Bosco. The man has been arrested during election time. Until now, he has not been paraded to court. When you visit him, he tells you why. Then you move around, you even fail to get somebody who can stand and let the file move. That is just an example, one that I could cite. But majority in our prison premises, they are suffering in that same category.
Thank you.
Now, thank you. The last one maybe now. You said you should lock in, which is the rules. You're supposed to lock in when we come, then also lock out as we go. This side, normally where I used to pass from, that locking out is not working. Maybe they have to bring it so that we don't
you can use any of them.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. May God bless you.
Thank you. Honorable Amos, you mentioned something that is very pertinent, especially under the Microfinance Deposit-Taking Act, on the manipulation of the civil servants by taking their ATMs by these money lenders or whichever, and where you take an ATM and you continue removing somebody's money. The Guru of Finance, can you tell us what does the law say about it?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it has not come to our attention that people are being asked to present their ATMs as collateral. And to the best of my knowledge, there is no law that recognizes an ATM as a collateral security. I therefore want to believe that this is happening. If it is happening, it is a relationship between the borrower and the lender. Yes, information.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, there's this information that I think the minister is not privileged to. In the last caucus meeting when we were in Tebe, the president directed the Minister of Finance so that they should come out with a policy or a laws to stop this microfinance as soon as possible. Yes, I was there personally on money lenders. And who are money lenders? Are they not microfinance? Okay.
Yes, another information. Yes, Vice Chair of Finance.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Pakwach, allow me to heartily congratulate you upon adding our family with twins. Congratulations, congratulations to you and the Salongo. Right Honorable Speaker, I was meeting the people of Pakwach Town Council. I was in about 3 villages, and I got this information that I thought I would utilize that information at committee level, but now that it has come on the floor, allow me share it with the members of parliament here. We have a money lender by the name Obro operating in Pakwach, and what they are doing, they're actually not taking MTNs, the ATM cards, but they are taking national identity cards from the borrowers. And they don't stop at that. If you borrow, if you request 1 million, they give you up to 980. They retain the 20 without clear, on transaction cost. It must be spelled, but best practice tells you that you need to disclose to the borrower every nitty-gritty of the cost, Madam Speaker. But they are taking, you receive 980 if you request for 1 million. They take your ATM, and the next day you must start repaying. You can see the difficulties our people are going through. Right Honorable Speaker, and I'm told this is not limited to Pakwach district. We therefore need Minister of Finance to come in handy, much as the minister says, it is a relationship between the borrower and the lender. I think our role here is to protect our people where something is going wrong, Right Honorable Speaker. This must be addressed. We have an authority in the name of UMRA that should come in quickly and move to Pakwach and help our people. Right Honorable Speaker, about your communication, I want to thank Honorable Bahati for spelling out the different areas. But Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the President for skilling our people. But I think we need to study the environment. It should be case by case. We need to know the needs of the youth. Not everybody may be talented to do tailoring. There are youth in Pakwach. When I was meeting them, again, they were saying, we have a polytechnic school here. I think some of the courses that are there are not of their interest. When it comes to practical courses, somebody must have interest and the ability to do it. They are interested in doing mechanics and driving. We need to include this as part of skilling to complement what the minister said about service our people to work in restaurants and hotels, I think they can also have it work in the transport sector. So much as we thank the president, they should go further to look at the interests and needs and proven skills of some of these youth for them to absorb these courses.
Thank you. I want to hear from the chairman of finance on the issues of protection of the clients in terms of manipulation and putting hidden costs, whether that is provided for in the law, and there should be full disclosure on when you're giving out money and what goes as interest, commission, and whichever. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And I shared with my deputy over the matter she has just submitted. And recently, and when I was in the constituency, I also got information in relation to such organizations. I also picked information from the intelligence, and some of these organizations are not even licensed by UMRA. So I have discussed with the Honorable Minister, we are going to engage UMRA and then try to do a general scanning of the environment of the licensed ones and how they operate, and then encourage UMRA to sensitize the population.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In the public gallery, we have Trinity High School. That is from Gomba District, represented by Honorable Rakojo Robina and Honorable Naeva Leslivia. You're most welcome. Where are you? I think they've left. Okay, welcome. You're most welcome. Yes, Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, in regard to the issue which His Excellency the President brought to the attention of the caucus, and which we keep getting from the public about some of the money lenders who overcharge their clients, there is a provision we put in the law, the UMRA Act, Section 90 provides that the minister may, in consultation with the authority by notice in the Gazette, prescribe a minimum interest rate which a money lender shall charge. Madam Speaker, pursuant to this provision, as Ministry of Finance, we are working out an instrument. We do recognize that capping of interest is not good economics, but we also know that under this provision, we can come up with an instrument which clearly lays down conditions under which the money lenders must operate. And we think when we do this, we shall be able to address all the concerns our people have been having in regard to money lenders.
Honorable Minister, is having exorbitant interest rates good economics? Because cutting the interest rate is not good economics. And remember, these people are charging to a tune of 15%, 10, 15%, even 30%. Now, if you have the powers as the minister to ensure that you support the society in ensuring that you have a relatively good interest rate.
Madam Speaker, that's why I'm
And I don't want an aspect of where Honorable Goli is saying it is a demand and supply. It is the poverty in the society.
Madam Speaker, the issue of demand and supply is not applicable here. What we are looking at is how the sector can be regulated better. We know that some money lenders charge interest more than 100% of the loan. And without preempting what we are discussing, one of the proposals we want to put, no, not a proposal, a condition, is that you should not charge interest for more than 6 months. If 6 months elapse, the interest terminates.
How much interest?
And also, the interest shall also be looked into. Madam Speaker, let us first, we shall even lay this instrument in the House for information for members. But I want to assure the House that I wish Honorable Koto Gongo would listen to me.
Honorable Minister, just get the information from there because you need to help the public. Please get the information.
Madam Speaker, in a nutshell, we are working out an instrument which will address the concerns which the population has been having in regard to overcharges and over extortion and other things the money lenders have been doing.
When will the instrument be ready?
Madam Speaker, we have moved a great mile. I just needed to check with the technical team, whom I gave instructions. They should be ready in 1 to 2 weeks.
But also we need to do some financial literacy. And the financial literacy we need to do out there is that people should know, must you borrow? And if you're borrowing for what? And for how long? And from whom? Is it from a money lender, a money shark? From a commercial bank? From who? People should first make an analysis, a financial analysis, for you to be able to understand whether you must borrow. So much as we are also complaining, we need to do some of these things. We need financial literacy given out to the public outside there. It's not just a matter of you because you feel you want to borrow and you have, like this man here, they go and borrow money to marry. These ones. Honorable members, I have moved away from communication. Yes, okay. The Chawazinga man, let's first give the Chawazinga man.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, just a quick one to my colleague, the Minister. I call him my colleague because we're classmates. On the issue of the ATM, it's basically a matter of understanding. Colleagues, personally, I'm aware of what is happening in my district. And these civil servants go to these money lenders when they have critical issues. So as you put the document together on the guidelines that will guide money lending, you must also factor in how best can our people be helped. Right, Honorable Speaker.
But also as leaders, you need to educate these people. Where you can, encourage these people to have saving schemes, saving associations, where they can be able to borrow from within. I have always referred to one of my voters. I have a voter here. My voter here. You tell us what is happening in your constituency with the circles, with the saving scheme. You don't need to go to those money lenders. Borrow from within, where you do inter-guaranteeing. And the interest is very small. And at the end of the day, after getting that interest, the group shares that money. Yes, there's a procedure from IMAT. And IMAT, we want to thank you as opposition for being in the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
IMAT Lango.
And Min Rudy. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on procedural matter. On this matter of borrowing, I think it is important that Parliament should take the lead in equipping our community. There was an idea which was initiated by you, Right Honorable Speaker. You encourage many members of parliament to link up with training directorate of parliament so that we can take these people to our district to train our leaders. And Right Honorable Speaker, you can see what Honorable Court has done. It's quite expensive because he has to carry all these people here, have them trained here, maintain them here. Whereas if we could have a team of skilled trainers coming from parliament to equip our people, it would be a better, more, I think it's cheaper. And then will touch the knowledge will touch many people, more leaders, will involve all our local councillors, will involve the technical people. So Right Honorable Speaker, can you take the lead again? Can you remind your team again so that some of us who are ready to receive them, we can start equipping our members with knowledge so that we can stop all this evil going around.
Thank you. We'll have regional trainings. Regional trainings by parliament on that, and our corporate strategy department.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on your communication, I want to thank you for loving Busoga and supporting Busoga. And most importantly, being a nationalist. Right Honorable Speaker.
I am not just loving Musoga, I'm a Musoga.
Right Honorable Speaker, to the country at large, I think they're aware that you are part of Usoga now. And we are happy being with you. And we want to thank you for the gift of the children that you've given us. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank colleagues in here for supporting Usoga and those outside here who have supported the Usoga royal wedding. Right Honorable Speaker, it is now not a Usoga issue, but a national issue. We want to thank everyone who has supported us. Right Honorable Speaker, most importantly, is to implore the Minister for Tourism to use this as a marketing tool in the tourism industry. I have seen it. People go to England to tour the Paris. So we can, Honorable Minister, we are inviting you officially on Saturday 18th to come and attend the royal wedding so that you have something to sell outside this country and even within Uganda. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable members. Honorable member, thank you so much. And as just to conclude on the other topic of borrowing by civil servants, I also want them to know that under the standing orders, bankruptcy, because these people can make you bankrupt, is not permissible. So when you become bankrupt, you can lose your job. Yes. Yes. Let's first have is on you on matters of national importance. You on communication. Yes. Honorable Baka.
Thanks very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me add my voice once again to congratulate you. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Bati. He brought the issue of mechanization and modernization of agriculture. It's a very sensitive one, and it touches all of us. But we fail to look at what is contained in that. It's not only tractors. There is an issue of fertilizers. There is an issue of availability of land. There is an issue of pesticides. Right Honorable Speaker, as we talk now, I'm a farmer. The nature of pesticides and fertilizers we are getting are fake. In fact, they're even spoiling our soil and our products. I don't know what the minister is commenting about that.
It is actually not pesticides alone, but even even for treating animals, cows. How do they call that? Honorable, that can be handled. We've just made a law to that effect. We've made a law to that effect, and we will make sure that we'll always have the pesticides which are not duplicated. Yes, Honorable Court.
Madam Speaker and all members of Parliament, from the communication of the Speaker, I want to appreciate her. Apart from her job as the Speaker, she's also doing an oversight function by visiting the prisons. Thank you very much. And we love you for that. Secondly, I would like to appeal to members that we have a duty to do in this country. Even prisoners are part of our voters. They are part of our people. We need to ensure their environment in prison is proper. What is happening in our prisons is what has been happening even before, in the 50s. People still defecate in buckets. People still urinate in the buckets. You enter to sleep in prison at 5, and you are not allowed to get out. You are not allowed to get out. So I think we need to look at the environment in the prisons. Secondly, as Parliament, we passed a law, community service law, here to decongest the prisons. There are certain that can be, the sentence can be done from outside prisons. You can do community service. You are not taken in the prison, you stay at home, and you complete your sentence from home by doing community service. Madam Speaker, on the youth, I was the Minister for Youth for many years, I think 5 years. And I was actually rated the best youth minister by everyone. Madam Speaker, we came out with the policies that will empower our youth. As a minister, I came out with 52 enterprises, cheap enterprises, making chapati, doing this and that. That does not require a lot of money, 52 of them, but you earn a lot from that. And we proposed that from those 52 enterprises, we should create a youth bank in the country, because our youth cannot present collaterals, and they cannot go to these banks and get loans from banks, and they are majority, and they are not empowered. So we need to create a youth bank, and they should enter into those enterprises, and it was viable. That was called Youth Transformation for Economic Empowerment, and it was yet another time. That is what we did, and is a beneficiary, and many of the members here. So I think, Madam Speaker, you are right. We need to focus on our youth, and as members of Parliament, let's provide more resources to the Ministry of Youth. Right now, we have a ministry, but they don't have resources. Yesterday, we are talking about the children. The whole Department of Children, they're only given 200 million per year, per annum, 200 million. That is only for fuel. We are not thinking about our children who are being harassed by elders, by society. They are being raped. They are being married at an early age. So we need to empower the Ministry for Children so that they look after our children. Madam Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And yes, children. Let me first hear from the children.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me also join my colleagues in congratulating you. I'll also come to tap on those blessings. What's wrong with you? Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank my colleague who has raised that issue, especially on the children. It is very true. We get 200 million per year. And I think that is something that we raised and we through your guidance.
And the youth,
Right Honorable Speaker, for the youth, they get money through the National Youth Council. They were getting 800 million per year. When we were here in the last session, I think, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker requested finance to bring back their money, which had been cut, 3.2 billion. And the finance promised that they were going to give us that money. We are still waiting.
the youth gets 800 million.
They got 800
They got
million
800 million.
for this
What is the percentage of the youth in the country?
Right Honorable Speaker, 78% of our population are people below the age of 30 years. But out of that, the youth are only 16%. The rest are children who are getting 200 million per year. But I wanted to communicate on the issue that he has talked about, the bank and money for the youth.
But you cannot talk about the bank before we resolve the issue of the money. Honorable members, let's see how to support the children and the youth. The issue of the bank is a very good idea, but let's first make sure that we budget for this, for the youth and the children. Next item.
Right Honorable Speaker, I was just giving information that much as the bank was not started, government of Uganda put money together with Centenary Bank. There is money for the youth, which is called the Youth Venture Capital Fund. And the youth can access this money. The only problem that we have is that Centenary Bank is not in every district, but the money is there. And this is money that you can access as an individual.
How much money was put on that account? No, how much? First, Macho. How much money was put on that account?
The last time they had put around 25 billion. But of course, this is like 5 years ago.
What are the terms and conditions of accessing that money?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The terms, one, there is no need for security, but you have to have recommendations from the chairman LC1, chairman LC3, and of course, the chairman of the youth at the village level. And of course, not forgetting that you need the national ID. That is all.
So how much of that money has been taken by the youth and how much is still on the account?
Right Honorable Speaker, if you can allow me, I can bring a report on that. Thank you so much.
Linda, is it on the same thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also want to join the rest of my colleagues to congratulate you, Madam Speaker, to our club, because I'm also Nalongo. Madam Speaker, on the issue of the youth loan in Centenary Bank, personally, I've tried to mobilize very many youth to benefit from that loan, more especially the border raiders who want to procure borders. But the challenge which is there, they are required to first deposit 1 million for them to access that money. And most of them cannot afford. So that is a very big challenge which ministry needs to sort out, because it's very difficult for a youth to raise 1 million, first deposit it on his or her account in order for her to access a loan. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Honorable members, can we get a statement on that fund? Can we know what are the conditions for one to get that money? How much money was put and where was it put? And for which youth? There's a tendency of when you're putting money in Kampala. The youth in Kasese cannot access.
Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to bring the report. And I show you all the details and so far how many youth have got and from which districts. I think it is important. Then from
Please.
there, that's when we can know what will follow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 3.
There was something on tourism.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable. And I also want to congratulate you. And I'd thank Honorable Mzale for raising the matter and to thank the Chabazinga and the Povusoga upon the royal wedding over the weekend. Indeed, my brother Mzale alluded to what we'll be doing to expose Busoga as a tourism destination. And indeed, we've even written some members of parliament that from the 13th to the 17th of December, we'll be doing a campaign called Explore Busoga. And Right Honorable, in one of the activities we are going to do, one of them is in Buyende, and it's going to be called the Kaguru Rock Climbing Challenge. There's a big, and our chief climber is going to be the Salongo. And I want to invite members, and I'll tell you why. Some of the activities that are done on that rock.
By the way, the Kagulu is in my compound.
Very true. And some of the activities that happen there, especially for you members of parliament, and that's why I would encourage you to come and climb. Never know, you could also get or become Salongos, because the blessings are there. So thank you.
Thank you, members. Honorable members, we have documents that are just going to be laid. After that, you have unlimited time for matters of national importance. Let the documents be laid, but I am also happy to see the Minister of Local Government. Minister of Local Government, thank you for coming. And we just want to remind you that the LOC system is ending very soon. We want to hear from you in the next sitting. And honorable members, seriously, on a special note, it's very rare to get this bench full like this. And I want to thank you members for coming. Next.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, allow me most humbly and respectfully to congratulate you upon the title of Nalongo. It's our pride, and I know that at local government we have more voters and more councillors coming up.
No,
congratulations.
more speakers.
And more speakers and chairpersons and mayors. Right Honorable, we shall answer the question you've raised at an opportune time. I thank you. Congratulations.
Item 3, laying of papers. 3.1, report of a delegation of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on the first global conference on new and emerging genetic biocontrol technologies.
Honorable members, pursuant to Rule 33 of the Rules of Procedure, we shall receive the report of delegation of Committee of Science, Technology and Innovation, and it's going to be presented by the chair. The chair, Alexa, you're the chair. Congratulations.
I'm representing the chair.
Thank
Right
you.
Honorable Speaker.
Please present.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm by the names Alex Nionsaba from Bufumbira South. Right Honorable Speaker, let me also add my voice to congratulate you on the birth of your beautiful twins. God has blessed you and your husband this double joy, and good things really come in pairs. Get ready for the double love and the double noise.
Double noise.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm here to present, to lay on the table, the report of the Committee of Science, Technology and Innovation on the first global conference on new and emerging genetic biocontrol technologies in Nairobi, Kenya. I hereby lay
Please lay,
the report.
but give us a small summary of your findings.
Right, Honorable Speaker, let me give a brief background. I just want to say something small before I go to the recommendations. For a long time, Right Honorable Speaker, a lot of investment has been made in supporting Uganda's innovators and scientists, but there has not been a commensurate return in the form of products on the market. This has been due to an incomplete understanding of how ideas result into products and enterprises. Consequently, there are a lot of prototypes lying idle in our universities and research institutes. Yet they have potential if only they could be linked to industry and markets. Honorable members, this is something I wanted you to first get and understand why we are doing all this. I'll straight away go to the observations of the committee for this visit that was made to Nairobi for the conference. The committee observed that, one, Uganda has joined alliances involved in the developmental of GMOs, especially gene drive, which is meant to curb malaria. The committee is, however, concerned about the level of coordination between UVRI, which is the Uganda Virus Research Institute, and other research institutions like the National Agricultural Research Organization. The coordination and the collaboration needs to be streamlined. The second observation is that Uganda does not have laws on GMOs, despite the fact that the country is carrying out research on GMOs. This means that the country cannot ably regulate the GMO development, importation, distribution, and consumption within the country. Given the porous borders that Uganda shares with the neighboring countries, this puts Ugandans at risk of having GMO products distributed in the country. The third observation is that most of the countries that have embraced GMOs have legal frameworks to govern the development, import, and export of GMOs. The laws are geared towards safe development, distribution, labeling of the products, and protection of human health and environment. The laws are also geared towards regulating who and where to sell the products under license. Nigeria in particular has laws on GMO even when they are not developing them. Observation number 4, GMOs are necessary. However, this should be reduced to non-consumable crops like cotton. You can agree with me that this is where, if the GMOs are for cotton, we are sure of the health for humans because it's out of the human body that is used. The research on gene drive could be an ideal technology to fight malaria. Observation number 5, Kenya has an apex authority called the National Biosafety Authority, which is mandated to consider and make decisions on all activities involving GMOs. In Uganda, Uganda National Council of Science and Technology, which is mandated to regulate science research, is the one doing this. By implication, GMO is inclusive. The outstanding challenge in Uganda is that the institutions involved in improving variety of crops and science research do not report to the same sector. For example, NARO reports to MAIF. Uganda Virus Research Institute reports to the Ministry of Health. Uganda Industrial Research Institute reports to the Ministry of Trade. And this has left a missing link that hinders the thriving of technology and innovation. Honorable members, the committee recommends that government should expedite the process of enacting the law on biodiversity, biosafety to regulate its development, importation, distribution, labeling, and consumption. Better still, Uganda should borrow a leaf from Nigeria that has enacted GMO laws without development of GMOs. The government should put in place stringent, the government should put in place stringent measures to protect indigenous seeds. Recommendation 3, there is a need to embark on institution configuration to explore if it is workable within the existing legislations. Recommendation number 4, Uganda should make comprehensive analysis of all the risk factors involving GMO development before it can fully embrace the development of GMOs. 5, government should ensure that institutions dealing with the scientific research have the right technology to enable safety of the people and the environment. 6, government should ensure that there is appropriate and effective collaboration among the different stakeholders that are dealing with scientific research and protection of the environment. This is to ascertain that the negative effects of scientific research does not wreck the country, both socially and economically. 7, in the bid to strengthen collaboration, there is a need to make use of the existing scientists in the country in a more organized way. This requires facilitation, guidelines, and regulations in place. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you so much. And honorable members, this report will be deposited in the parliamentary library for your reference. And I just want to remind Alex that much as you're saying that GMOs should be done for cotton, and cotton is used for making the cotton seed cake, which is eaten by animals, and oil. And when the animals eat this cotton seed cake, it automatically goes to your body. The oil automatically goes to your body. So the recommendation of having GMOs on cotton and assuming that cotton is not eaten may not be the best. Next report.
Item 3.2, report of a delegation of the Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation on on the benchmark of best practices in science, innovation, and technology in Ethiopia.
Honorable members, the previous report, this report was tabled still pursuant to Rule 33 of the Rules of Procedure, and the chair will still proceed on that, but this time more summarized. Chair, go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I've taken note of your concern. I now take the opportunity also to raise the report of the Committee of Science, Technology and Innovation on the benchmark of the best practices in science, innovation and technology in Ethiopia.
Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I will not go into all of them.
Just for that one, just lay it. Just lay on table. That's enough.
Thank you,
Thank
Right
you.
Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Alex.
I beg to lay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable members, in the public gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation from Executive Captions that is hosting Mr. Ken Eriks Yugo, an accomplished Nigerian film actor who is in Uganda for a theoretic drama under the theme domestic violence. Under the theme domestic violence, you're most welcome, and this will take place on 8.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me also to congratulate you. I'm also Min Rudy. Thank you for joining the association. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm raising up on a matter of a national importance caused by shopping out good civil servants from vulnerable districts like Otuke. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand here to regret and to mourn the shopping out of my good cows from Otuke, the 2 past cows, one which is now serving in Wakiso district. Right now, Right Honorable Speaker, local government has given us a cow, shopping out good civil servants from vulnerable. Okay, transferring, but that is shopping.
You see, when you talk about shopping, we know there's always a market where there's an
yes,
where there's an there is a sale. So, Madam, the movement of a civil servant from one working station to the other one is called a transfer. The selling of cows in a market, from the seller to the buyer is what we are calling as shopping. Or when you go to a supermarket and you go and do shopping. So now for this time we are saying the cows are being transferred, and under the standing orders it's allowed. Please continue.
Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to apologize, but I'm talking out of hunger. Right Honorable Speaker, right now the cow we are having in our district, you even see me how I'm holding my chick. This is a cow who is serving only 1 leader in our district. This is a cow who is a drunkard.
This is a cow who does not stand by his price.
Honorable members, let's be parliamentary in our language. Here in this house, we don't bring in those words. We can say something more politer, and then you
It
can
brings a lot, Right Honorable Speaker.
Listen. There is what we call parliamentary language. When you get out with the honorable Magezi, you'll give him all that information. All. Even if he walks naked. But for now, let's be parliamentary enough and say the cow who is there.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I can now hold my temper. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue that is in our district right now, caused by this good cow of ours, but we are praying that it has to be transferred, the issue of the road fund. This is the very same cow who wrote for us a letter and invited us for a meeting. When we went for a meeting, the meeting was flopped because the other member of parliament was not in the district.
Who is the other member of parliament?
Honorable Mara Paul. They are OBs. They studied from the same school, Makerere University. That is what our
Honorable members. First, honorable members, I want us to be kind to ourselves and kind to each other. Honorable Polotia will say the cow is only serving me, but that cow is supposed to serve the district, the people of that area. And I want to ask and request the Minister of Local Government. I see all of them here. Abol is there, and Honorable Magezi is here. That get the information from Honorable Abeja, because she's a little emotional. Get the information from Honorable Abeja, and where the cow has a problem, do investigation. I want you to do an investigation on the cow, and if the cow has a problem, as it is being said, don't shop the way she has said. Don't transfer. Don't transfer. Let's not rotate around with these problems. Because today you're moving from Otuke, another day to Okole, you take to Bukedea. How many, don't we have educated people? Just fire that kind of person. And I want a response, not on the floor. I want a response on that issue. You will give me a response, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I take the matter that the members raised as very, very important. And we shall get in touch so that we get a full report. We shall investigate this cow, and disciplinary action shall be taken accordingly.
Can I have a report in my office on Tuesday on that cow?
Right Honorable, I hope she will give us the report tomorrow so that we quickly investigate.
No, she's going to give you the particulars and everything today before you leave this house.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Emma?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Out of what my colleague has presented, I'm a member of the Public Account for Local Government. There is something which is happening. I want the Minister of Local Government to take concern. We are having problems because many accounting officers in districts are not taking more than 1 year in a locality. Now you have accounting officers who have been there 2 months, they are transferred, 3 months, they are transferred, and they are not responsible for any accounting issues over a period of time. Yes, we know that when accounting officers are transferred to a locality, they take responsibilities over everything. But sometimes somebody can comfortably explain something because the person has been there and understands how a transaction has happened. So I want the Minister of Local Government to take this as a concern. Why is it that now accounting officers cannot take long within localities? It is something which is disturbing us in public accounts for local government. That is the concern I wanted to raise to the Minister of Local Government.
Local government, have you heard what Emma is saying? Honorable Magezi, can you take the issue being raised on your call seriously?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I thank the member for the question. Transfers of staff in public service is a normal practice. We need now to table before the House our policy on deployment of our chief administrative officers and town clerks. We shall do that. But I want the members to take heart in case you have a problem with your administrative officer. Those under our control in terms of the district chief administrative officer and the deputy, and the municipal and city town clerks. Those ones, please don't sit there and get a problem. And as you advised the Speaker, it's not a question of transfers. We investigate, of course, we give them a benefit of being heard, and then we take the necessary action. So we shall always take action, right, Honorable Speaker.
And don't report the cow because he has refused to give you a contract. That one, please. Yes, I know what happens. Don't report the cow because he has refused to give you a contract. Solomon?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, during COVID period, government identified some schools to expand the infrastructure because they realized there were some of our children were so congested in the school. And they had a program that it was called the Rehabilitation Fund. And they identified some schools across the country. And in Boko district, a school called St. Peter's Kapware Primary School was identified. St. Peter's Primary School Kapware was identified, and 218 million was given to the district to do some works that they had agreed on. Right Honorable Speaker, the ministry instructed the district to identify a contractor, which was done, and this was done towards the end of the financial year. So because it was done towards the financial year, as soon as the contractors started mobilizing to do the work, then the money was swept back to the center. Right Honorable Speaker, since that time up to now, we have been following that money, and we have not received that money. Our children are still studying under the trees. The contractor is very soon taking the district to court civil. So we fail to understand, Right Honorable Speaker, where this money went, and yet other districts received theirs. My question, Right Honorable Speaker, is to the Minister. When will St. Peter's Kapware Primary School receive this service? Because it is overdue, and the district is in a panic because very soon the contractor will be taking the district to court. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Minister. Where did our money go?
Madam Speaker, I will restrict myself to the money, and then on the school the mandate is with the Minister of Education. Madam Speaker, the Public Finance Management Act provides for expiry of appropriations. And appropriation expires on 30th of June. And once this happens, unless the money is reverted or budgeted for again, it ceases to be there. What I need to know from the honorable colleague is whether this money was committed. In a situation where monies are committed, we carry them forward. But where you have not committed and you don't process for revoting, this money expires and it forms part and parcel of the consolidated fund. I thank you.
From what he says, the money was committed because he says the contractors now want to take the district to court, meaning there was a commitment.
District cannot advertise.
Madam Speaker, if the money was committed, then the accounting officer can follow it up with us.
Thank you. On the same.
You know, this is my brother, and I have got to stand and support him. Right, Honorable Speaker, I saw Parliament revote money of that nature and send it to other local governments, and they have benefited. How come this particular school was brought out, left out? I do not think it's about commitment of funds. What? No. What is it that is happening? Where is the money? Because we want to see this school get the money. Where is the money?
And that's what the minister is saying.
He's talking about commitment.
Listen, if you have a lazy accounting officer, don't put the blame on others. The minister is saying, let the accounting officer make a follow-up, and if we don't get it, then we shall bring it up again. Huh? It is just common sense. Yes. No, I have people word. Honorable Migade.
Thank you very much, That Honorable Speaker. That Honorable Speaker, I want to congratulate you, and I have two matters of national importance. One, on the 9th of November, fire gutted one of my islands, which is Rural Island, in the Havana Town Council, and destroyed 600 houses. We also lost one life. This is the last island bordering Tanzania and Uganda. Of course, this island has never received any senior government official since 1986.
Apart from yourself?
Apart from me. And our prayer is the Minister of Disaster Preparedness responds to the plight of these people in form of relief items like iron sheets, blankets, and food. And also the other issue, my prayer, Right Honorable Speaker, we normally get many fire disasters in the islands, but unlike on the mainland, where fire brigade can respond, there has never been any single case where police has responded to a fire on an island. And at one point, we shall request the minister responsible to inform us how we should contact them and how we should respond in the case of such an emergency. Then the other matter of national importance, Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday at 8 p.m., an activity involving piracy on the lake happened where one person was killed, still neighboring the border
with Tanzania, and 4 were hacked, though not to death. This has been a common practice, and many of our people have lost lives. Some of these pirates simply pick fish from one boat to the other. They take all the boat engines, and they normally take the direction of Tanzania. Unfortunately, there is no police deployed on the waters. So our prayer and also the request that maybe we should be informed, because on the mainland you call 999 and maybe a patrol may respond. What should we, which network should we use in the islands? So that is that's our prayer, and the prayer is that the police should respond and provide immediate response in cases where we have such incidences, because this is where our people can feel the presence of government, and I know
Thank
it
you.
is. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Government. First on disaster, then the other one is on security.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also want to take this opportunity, standing and having it on record, to congratulate you for enlarging our clan of the Kateko.
That is the auntie of the Walongo.
I'm privileged. Right Honorable, I have already received the report from Buvuma Island through the Member of Parliament from the CAO, and even this morning, the Prime Minister delegated me to chair a meeting of the Inlino to discuss with the partners and as a country on how we should be able to respond to most of these disasters. And we want to, in a special way, to say that Buvuma has been taken as one of the first responding district that we want to respond. And we have also instructed our partners, especially Red Cross, to be in position to go and do rapid response. Because this is not the only disaster they are facing. Also, a month ago, they had a very bad hailstorm. Many people were disorganized, and most houses were uprooted by the strong winds. So this is the second disaster, and we shall see as much as possible as the Office of the Prime Minister to respond. Thank you.
Thank you. There had 2 issues.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I have taken note of the members concerned. I request him after here to come and we involve together the concerned, that is Minister of Internal Affairs, so that we can see how to handle.
Thank you. Achayo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you and also welcome you to the table of Nalogos. Yes. So, Madam Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance. On the 11th of November 2023, in Katengeto village, 1 life was lost and 2 people were critically injured due to a conflict arising from the fishing community of Koidike and Gonyonyo, that is Ngora and Palisa districts. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2019, a similar incident happened and lives were lost. I am worried that if no action is taken by government, this may result into retaliatory attacks, and I fear the situation might spiral out of control. My prayers, Madam Speaker. 1, this House directs the Ministry of Security and Minister for Fisheries to go on the ground and meet with the leaders from the 2 antagonistic parties and get a permanent cure to avert further losses of lives. 2, government supports the families that lost the loved ones with finances, just like it has been done in other parts of the country. Information granted.
And now, Chayo has become the Speaker of the House. Congratulations. Congratulations, Achi. Yes, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. And thank you so much, Honorable Chayo, for allowing me give you information. Allow me, Right Honorable Speaker, to use this opportunity on behalf of the people of Kaliro District, the Balamoja of Uganda, to congratulate you upon the double blessing. Congratulations upon becoming a Nalong. It is so special in our society, and we can't take it for granted. We thank God for the double blessing. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to give information because I am a neighboring district to Palisa and Ngora. We share Lake Choga, and we are always facing similar challenges. Right Honorable Speaker, in my district, Kaliro, it is now 3 years consecutively that we have faced a similar challenge where fishermen kill each other. So it is becoming a big problem to us, the leaders in such societies. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. Fishers? Did you finish?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Fisheries? Okay, is also on fisheries. All people from fisheries communities. Okay, what is your issue?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I also join my colleagues in congratulating you. And Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of the fishing community is very unique. Actually, like my colleague Migade has stated, the problem on the waters is always not handled with the urgency it deserves. Sometimes even in places where we have the marine police, they don't have fuel. They are allocated 100 liters for 6 months. And with the big engines that consume that very 100 liters within a week. So even if there is an accident on the waters, you find it is a problem, they can't go and rescue people. And that's why we lose a number of our people. They can even be told that the pirates are there, just a short distance, but they will tell you we are not facilitated and we are not able. Our people are asking, they pay a lot of taxes. Why are they not given protection? Right Honorable Prime Minister, what are you doing to help our people have security of their property and this activity that earns a lot of money to this country?
Are you also from the fishing community?
Yeah, very much so, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, what I want to add about the fishing communities of Pakwach District, we happen to, the Albert Nile borders the national park, Machishon National Park. Now, it has never been clear for the people of Pakwach where the boundary is. When they are fishing on the water and they move a certain distance the other side of the national park, the OA officials, I am told by the people, then grab them and what is the right English word? They don't disappear, Right Honorable Speaker, but rather they arrest them stating that they are ferrying people who are going to do poaching. Leave alone that is on the side of UA. But because of the fisheries operation, Right Honorable Speaker, that is on the Albert Nile and Lake Albert, when they see the UPDF on the water, some of our young boys, out of fear, they jump in the water, Right Honorable Speaker. And they then take their boats and burn them, Right Honorable Speaker. In this parliament, Right Honorable Speaker, over 8 months now, we passed the Fisheries and Aquaculture. It is now law act because the president signed it. And this parliament has since then been waiting for the regulations to come back here and we debate so that we can know the right fishing gears on what water body. Pakwach district, for instance, has 2 water bodies, Lake Albert and Albert Nile. Our people are ready, our people are preparing themselves, but up to now, they do not know what right boat should they use on which water body. Right, Honorable Speaker, we need the fishing regulations on this floor so that our people can be, brought out of poverty. Many of our students this time dropped out. Many of the women cannot pay their loans because of the fisheries operation. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I can see the problem is quite involving a number of colleagues. I request that you allow me to cause a meeting involving the honorable members of parliament from the fishing communities, who is the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Ministry of Tourism, now that Pakwach has got that issue, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the Ministry of Security and Defense.
Thank you.
And I promise that next week we shall have this done.
Now, I also request that you resolve from there. We don't need.
We shall resolve.
We don't
Where
need it
possible,
here.
where you need, I will come and report.
You finish those issues there.
I will.
Sorted.
I will, Right Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Biraro. Council, I'm coming to your side.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And since you did double, congratulating you in Nabarong again would not be wrong. Right Honorable Speaker, I've raised on a matter of national economic importance. Right Honorable Speaker, about 50 districts in Uganda are engaged in tea growing, tea processing, and tea selling. Right Honorable Speaker, the tea industry has more than 680,000 bona fide farmers, and it employs more than 2 million people who are Ugandans. Tea earns Uganda more than $185 million a year. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, the current trends in the tea industry are very worrying. For example, I'm making 2 comparisons, Honorable Speaker. In the year 2022, in the auction market at Mombasa, Rwanda got $2.94 per kilogram. Kenya got $2.48 per kilogram of tea. But Uganda got a miserable $1.16 per kilogram. Right Honorable Speaker, this year, Rwanda has so far got $3.15 per kilogram. Kenya is getting $2.22 per kilogram. Uganda, unfortunately, Right Honorable Speaker and members, is getting $0.71. The Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the situation in Uganda, where people are murmuring why, is as a result of lack of tea policy and regulation of the industry. In our local language, we call it kabete mere, where everybody does what he wants and what he wishes. And the result is garbage in, garbage out. Right Honorable Speaker, currently, some farmers, because of the tea prices going down, are beginning to uproot their gardens against a background that recently government sank billions of money in supplying seedlings. My prayers, Right Honorable Speaker. 1, the Ministry of Agriculture should expedite the formulation of the tea policy and present it to this House for adoption, because they have been sitting on it for a long time. Secondly, government should immediately pay attention to the plight of tea farmers with regard to the price cuts, because prices have at the garden dropped from 600 to 200 currently, and in some cases 150 shillings. Right Honorable Speaker. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, government should work out a formula to help tea farmers with regard to fertilizers and other inputs in this aspect.
If there is information, Right Honourable Speaker, you can receive it.
Another tea area, yes.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the people of Bushenyi to congratulate you and your beloved Salongo. We pray to the Almighty that God gives the twins good health so that they can become responsible citizens of this country as well. Right Honourable Speaker, thank you so much again for giving me the opportunity to add my voice on my honorable colleague's submission. I hail from a district where tea is grown on a large scale, employing very many people directly and indirectly. Due to continued outcry from the tea industry, as members of parliament and the area local leadership, we had a meeting with the processors and tea growers. And we did not stop there. We went ahead and visited factories that are processing tea to ascertain the magnitude of the problem, and that is the tea price cuts. Right Honourable Speaker, the problem is very big. People are frustrated. The kilo was at 560. It has dropped now to 200. Right Honourable Speaker, we are very aware that the government is processing the tea policy. But as government, they need to come up with an immediate action to help the farmers in the following ways. One, to subsidize the fertilizers to lower the cost of production. Right Honourable Speaker, on the market, there are fake fertilizers. How best can government mitigate that? Right Honourable Speaker, people are now not applying fertilizers and they are compromising quality. The second one is to temporarily lower the tariff of electricity to the tea processing factories because of the prevailing circumstances. And lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, and very, very important, government should cause negotiations between the tea growers, the processors, and the commercial banks so that a holiday is there for them to service their loans. Right Honourable Speaker, people are no longer sleeping in their homes. They're at the verge of being arrested and also losing the mortgaged property. Right Honourable Speaker, I thank you and we look up to you. Through your office, our members should be helped with immediate effect. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable members. Shema, you also from Shema, you on the same? Okay, it is the same thing that we want on coffee, but on the issues of commercial banks, it is unfortunate that you have a fiduciary relationship between the bank and the borrower. Yes, ma'am.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the President directed me in one of the cabinet meetings 3 weeks ago after these tea growers and industrialists had approached him with the same complaint. What the members are talking about is true, that the cost of tea in Uganda, the tea from Uganda is as low as $0.75. And yet the one of Rwanda goes at above $3 per kilo. And that of Kenya, yes, goes to about 2.6 or 2.5 US dollars. Right Honourable Speaker, the reason is for us in Uganda, we have not added fertilizers. And so the quality of tea goes down. I've held 4 meetings so far. Even today, we had a meeting organizing a cabinet paper so that government can come up with a rescue policy, a rescue plan or a rescue policy. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we have to change the way we are doing our things. We need to do these things differently. because I'm told those exporters of tea from Mombasa use our tea to blend the one of Rwanda, just for blending. So they have to buy the other one first and then they use ours to blend. So we have come up with a number of options: short term, medium term, and long term. Short term, we have prepared a cabinet paper, which we are presenting on Monday. The Honorable Magezi today was the chair of the meeting because I had another function. I think he has the current, and I request that you allow him to give us the current. Then medium term, we want to see how government can come in either with a subsidy to the fertilizers so that these farmers can apply fertilizers for the quality of our tea to go up. And the type of tea our people grow here, I'm told, is that ancient type. We need to change. Then lastly, those who are having issues with the bank, I don't know how we can come in, like you said. I don't know how we can come in. But let me request Honorable Magezi to give us the current.
Maybe finally, before he comes, they also talk about the tea policy and regulations we brought.
Yes, the tea policy is going to be tabled on Monday in cabinet because the Ministry of Agriculture has come up with the tea policy.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Magezi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. And I'd like to thank the honorable members who have raised this matter, the Honorable Biraro and Honorable Mugisha. This is a serious matter for us, the communities from the tea growing areas. Right Honorable Speaker, what I can inform the House, in addition to what the Prime Minister has said and what you heard from the members, it is true the price of tea has gone drastically down. What Honorable Biraro did not point out when he said the price has gone down from 600 to 200 shillings per kilo, we actually need to point out to Parliament and to government and the rest of everybody listening, is that the 200 shillings paid to a farmer per kilo is shared between the farmer and the person doing the plucking. And the plucker takes 150 shillings per kilo. So the farmer is left with only 50 shillings. This cannot meet the cost of fertilizers, the cost of pesticides, the cost of everything else. So indeed, as the Prime Minister has pointed out, His Excellency the President has directed us, and we are ready. And in the morning, we talked with the Vice President, and she has confirmed we are on the order paper for Monday. We have developed a comprehensive paper addressing the issues of the farmers, the issues of the processors, the factories, and the issues of the other stakeholders, the transporters, and so on. And the measures we are prescribing are really addressing the issues of all these stakeholders. The issue of fertilizer is for the farmer. Why is it important? It's important because when you don't apply fertilizer, it compromises the quality of the leaf. And the quality of leaf affects the price of the tea. Now, why also the processors? Is because the type of machinery used by the processors, the factories, also explains the reason why in the same market, Rwanda gets $3 and Uganda gets less than $1. The type of machinery we're using has to be improved on. And what do we do that? On that, we have prescribed the measures. So I beg to request through you, Right Honorable, that you allow us as government to come back to the House and explain the measures that we shall prescribe after Cabinet on Monday. I thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you so much, Honorable Feta. Then Honorable Mutembule. Then Okotogong.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Permit me to use this opportunity to congratulate you on behalf of the people of Aivo East upon the prestigious title of Nalongo. I look forward to receiving blessings from you because I'm still in the league. Thank you very much.
No, I can give you a practical exercise.
Mama, I will wait for further guidance, a proper one. Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise on a matter of urgent national importance. We have been complaining on high-handedness of the enforcement team of Uganda Revenue Authority in enforcing tax collections in West Nile. As we speak now, a 73-year-old lady, Ondoru Margaret, the body is in a rural regional referral hospital mortuary from Tuesday. On Chandiru Beatrice, 43 years old, is injured. Billy Patrick, 27 years, is injured as a result of the enforcement team subduing suspected the smugglers by knocking them. 4 days ago, on 11th of this month, in Koboko, a 22-year-old boy was shot to death after the enforcement team asked him to give them 600,000 shillings. He gave them 400,000. After giving them the 400,000, they now wanted the motorcycle. I think there was a scuffle in the process. They shot him. Last year, in Arua district, in Arevu sub-county, a shopkeeper was shot by an enforcement officer.
You're mixing a number of things.
I am just bringing a history.
I want you to limit yourself to what you presented to my office.
Thank you.
What you presented to my office is about an accident where a woman died. Okay?
I am just trying to give you the background of what has been happening, but thank you for your wise ruling. I wish to submit that these instances have been quite many. There have been instances of shooting, there have been instances of knocking, then there are instances that are purely accident as a result of the enforcement. One of those is 2 young men, age of 13 and 14 years. So this matter has raised a number of issues with the community, and we have tried to calm them down. And we are raising this matter so that government can be able to give us attention and join hands in addressing this matter once and for all, because it has been a repeated occurrence. Our prayers, Madam Speaker. One, that the culprits in the high-handed brutal enforcement should be tried in courts within West Nile, where the public is open and allowed to listen to the proceedings of this court. 2, all the enforcements inside the West Nile should be suspended unconditionally so that we are able to engage with the leadership, because these enforcements are inside, they are not along the border. 3, all the victims of the high-handedness should be fairly compensated according to the gravity of the matter. That is to say, the deceased, the injured, and in that order. The Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority and the commissioners in charge of the customs will ask them to come to West Nile and engage with the leadership so that we discuss a way forward, how to deal with this matter, which has been reoccurring for quite a number of times. We, as the leadership, agree that tax payment is a civil obligation, and therefore we support tax payment, and would appeal that tax collection should be in the civil manner that this parliament has been able to enable through enactment of laws that help the Commission, Uganda Revenue Authority, to pay the taxes. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Feta. And on this same matter, Prime Minister, I got a report from Arua. When I got this complaint, I asked my team to make a follow-up. And when my team made a follow-up, there was an accident. An accident. And I have a video to that effect. where one young man was carrying two other people to make them three, and they knocked one of the pickups of URA, and the lady died instantly. It was an accident, and I am told, according to the report from there, that URA is taking over the burial expenses and that kind of thing, but it was an accident, reckless driving of a border. I have the video. If you want, I will give you the video and you look at it, but you can. And then I also want to tell you the other thing: we cannot suspend enforcement of collection of taxes. That is all we get, where we get our money from. We will continue collecting taxes. Even when a person is dead, we shall first bury the person and continue collecting the taxes.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want just to thank you. You have ably answered a member, but nonetheless, we shall continue to engage.
But we also need to continue investigating on the shootings that he's talking about. If it is true, then we'll bring the culprits to book. It is not correct. Yes.
Right, Honorable Speaker. First of all, our sincere condolences to the family who lost their loved one in the accident which happened in Arua involving our URA vehicle. Right, Honorable Speaker, the member raises a number of issues, including the shooting. It is true the shooting occurred between a smuggler and our URA enforcement team. Right, Honorable Speaker, when this happened, we instituted an investigation and the soldiers involved were arrested. We are awaiting the outcome of the investigation and we shall take action, if any. But as you have said, I want to appeal to our colleagues from Arua that we, as a government, we cannot compromise on smuggling, and we shall continue with our enforcement. What I would like to undertake is that since this matter has come to Parliament, I will also find time, go and meet with the communities around Arua, together with the URA team, so that we do stakeholder management to see how we can continue working together to collect the necessary taxes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Council.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, God blessed us with rain in Winyole East Constituency in Butaleja. But the same rain has now become very harmful to us, to the extent that we're experiencing a lot of floods. And as we speak now, Right Honorable Speaker, I have not less than 2 people at my home just because they cannot find where to sleep, because their families, their houses, everything has been washed away, and they feel the only place where they can find peace is at my home, with the and with a lot of consequences, including buying posho, beans, and whatever every day. And my house is not enough to accommodate all the people. So my prayers are, one, that the right Prime Minister, my Jaja, intervenes immediately so that he can give the relief to my people, so that they can be gotten away from my home. They go back and begin doing their work. Otherwise, much as I'm a member of Parliament, but I also get inconvenienced because, as you know, I don't think I have all that money to look for after all my people. That is one. 2, the bridges that we have, Namaji and the rest bridges, were washed away, and that is on the road of Namutumba, Busolwe, Naumari Road. Which road up to now from 1996, the government has promised to work to tarmac the road. Up to now, nothing has happened. And as we talk now, people cannot pass through the road. Maybe Right Honorable Prime Minister, since he's here, can also tell us when do we expect this road to be tarmacked. Thank you very much information.
Any
Thank
other?
you.
Yes, Rasta.
Oh, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and Lady Speaker, and my colleague for giving me way to add. The waters is complaining about is from River Manafa and the upstream, Mount Elgon, Namisindwa district where I come from, and the other districts around Mount Elgon. Madam Speaker, I've been grappling with calls this mid-morning. In my parish of Rwanda, Bumbo Town Council, just a few meters away from my home, the cracks have widened. And this is to sound a call to government that it is a looming disaster of a landslide or a mudslide. I want to add this voice to especially government and appeal also to the Prime Minister to put measures, especially evacuation camps. I know Bugisu and the Mount Elgon in general is cracked up, but what I'm talking about is very salient, looming, and we expect. I don't want to come here with obituaries, Madam Speaker. I wish that government puts in the response mechanisms to save our people with the evacuation camps. I thank you.
Floods. Yes, there is something again on floods here. Wait.
Oh, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. We live with the goodness of God, and His mercy never fails us. On behalf of the people of Chibanda North, I would like to congratulate you and your husband, Engineer Magogo, Honorable, upon the beautiful twins that he has blessed us with. We praise His mercy for that. We are talking about rainwater and floods. Our people have planted crops, and most of these crops are rotting in gardens. So I would like to implore the Prime Minister's office to also take note that maybe if our crops fail, we shall have a lot of famine in the next future to come. So you need to plan for that because food is rotting in the field.
Thank you. Thank you. Floods, cow. There's Madam.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Madam, floods.
I wish also to add on voice to congratulate us for the twins. When you talk of floods, I think
Honorable Minister of Sports, you have a sports issue, so don't go.
we have our road, a famous road of Manafa Buchika Circular Road. It's more or less impassable. As I talk right now, colleagues, even me, I can't reach home. My home, the road from Bubita, Bukalasi, Bucheke, Bufuma, all the roads are cut off. The bridges are gone. Yes, they're off. And as I talk right now, I think we are trying to find ways of how to reach markets and even schools. Now, the question of the circular road in Bududa is causing concern because in 2016, our president gave a directive that the road be worked upon. To date, there's no action. We are getting impatient, and I think time is now that we are told the truth, what is going to happen on this road. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. And I get surprised when the Minister of Tourism says you're going for Kagulu climbing because you'll not reach there. The road is cut off. It is cut off in Navirumba Bridge. Yes, Faith.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Adding on what everyone has said is for emphasis, congratulations upon being a Nalongo on behalf of myself and the people of Bungoko North. Last year, on the 31st of July, the floods from the Mount Elgon and the Bungoko North and in Wanale flooded, came down and destroyed, made a lot of destruction in Mbale City and across. We want to thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister who responded to come into on ground and all that she did and the interventionists. But among the interventionists, there was a very pertinent promise and statement that came up of the provision of 200 billion shillings to do the infrastructure, to what we call the resilient infrastructure in face of those climate change challenges. And up to now, so even at the moment, what was destroyed then, what was punched at the moment, it has deteriorated further. And now that the Right Honorable Prime Minister is in the House and the solutions are here, I believe the people of Bali will be happy to get an update on how far this has gone to redeem the situation. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mama Lemuruzi Lelen Rori, that's in Madi. Lemuruzi Lelen Rori, Oti Leju. Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member,
Speaker, 2 of my sub-counties, as I talk now, have been submerged. In Laropi sub-county, a whole parish, known as Balala Parish, has been submerged by the swamp from, has been submerged by the waters come from River Nile. And then when you go to Dufele sub-county, the floods came and swept even animals, chicken, goats, even, yes, swept everything. That's in Dufele sub-county. So, Honorable Minister for Disaster will be very happy if come and help our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like also to congratulate you for becoming my official mother. You know my mother also is a Nalongo. So you are my official mother and the father. Right Honorable Speaker, as we are talking about floods, I know we have the able Right Honorable Prime Minister. I request you, Madam, to send your team in Nakasongola, that is my constituency of Diego County, in specifically Nachitoma sub-county on these 2 villages, Kaikanga and Kapo. The waters swept all those villages and people are really in camp now at Nachitoma sub-county. Therefore, I request you to send the team, and I know we are going to be relieved in terms of iron sheets, food, templates. I know you do. Thank you.
Honorable members, Honorable Prime Minister, it seems the whole house is standing on the issues of floods. Tomorrow being a Friday, why don't you get the Minister of Disaster, have these members meet with the minister, and we take note of region per region, area per area, so that we are able to look at these answers of here. I don't think will help us, because we need to get to the depth of the whole issue. I don't know what you think. Let me first hear from the
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I like the way you have handled this, because a number of members are truly suffering with their people. Butaleja, Manafa, Kibanda, Boduda, Bunkoho, Laropi, and Nakasongola. Right Honorable Speaker, you are right. let me give them the time. Let's meet tomorrow at
Actually,
10.
include Bukede also.
Bukedi. Let me now request members that we meet at 10 in the office of the Prime Minister Conference Hall so that we can handle the issue. I will mobilize other stakeholders.
Information.
I wish you would come with written submission so that we can have a record for follow-up so that we can handle this. I will mobilize the ministers concerned. Works is here. We have even energy. Yes, because some poles of energy
have fallen down.
I mean, electricity were pushed down. So I request that all those members who have issues, let's meet tomorrow at 10.
I want you to put your issues down, constituency, district. For instance, for me, the floods have cut off all the bridges, the trees, the poles are down. People are staying in honorable's home. All those kind of things, put them down and go for that meeting and agree on how we can handle most of these things. Of course, the issue it will always be money. But I'm also aware, that you can use the little that you have. Yes, thank you. Honorable Court, Ogong Felix.
Madam Speaker, and members of Parliament, some time ago, I think around 1987, 88, Dokolo Technical School lost a lorry during that time of insurgency. They have been making frantic efforts for the government to give them another lorry. And when the president visited the school in 2013, the president promised to give them a lorry, but this time I think it's not going to be a lorry, it should be a school bus. We have gone beyond a lorry, it should now be a school bus. So so on behalf of the people, the school, Dokolo Technical School, and the district, we want to appeal to the Prime Minister to help implement and fulfill the pledge of the president to the people of Dokolo, to Dokolo Technical School.
Prime Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I have taken note of your issue. I will definitely inform the president, but I request something written.
Thank you so much. Prime Minister, Hoima, you have something? Yes. Yes, Matt.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inform the Prime Minister, and she agreed, that this Dokolo Technical, if you rate it with all the technicals in Uganda, it has been performing consistently the best. So although it is in the north, it is a technical school that deserves to be assisted. And therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to use your office to urge the Prime Minister to also be mindful of the fact that Dokolo Technical is performing the best rated nationally. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Pius?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also join my colleagues in congratulating you upon being in Navarongo in our language. Right Honorable Speaker, my concern is about adult learners and repeaters of Uganda Certificate of Education. In 2001, government introduced a new curriculum whereby learners are being assessed right away from senior one. So my concern is about the fate of adult learners and the repeaters who are going to sit for UCE exams next year. So that's my concern.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ogwang, Honorable Ogwang, adult learners.
Madam Speaker, can I beg for your indulgence that my colleague helps me and he comes to the Ministry of Education and Sports tomorrow and I follow up the matter with him. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ariko. Honorable Wang, most of the members have issues on education. And unless if you're telling me, you're telling us that you can arrange on the for a meeting with all members who have issues with the city schools, all members who have a curriculum. Yes, give us the time or when you can meet the members.
Madam Speaker, because of the urgency of the matters these honorable members have regarding the issues of education in their respective constituency, I would appeal to them that can we have a meeting on Monday? I know it's a cabinet day. I would request the Right Honorable Prime Minister to permit me to specifically have a meeting with them on Monday and I discuss with them issues regarding our sector, those which need the Prime Minister's attention. I can be able to communicate to her. Those that need the time, I would give you 10 o'clock at the Ministry of Education's boardroom here in Development House. I thank you. And I will also be able to invite my technical team, the commissioners from various departments to be there so that we could discuss those things in a holistic manner. I thank you so much.
Thank you. Honorable Ariko.
Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you. Madam Speaker, the people of Soroti City.
Honorable Ogwang, can you listen with the pious?
The people of Soroti City and indeed the greater part of Teso congratulate you and Amuran upon your becoming Toto Due and Papo Due. They are the same as you saying Nalong and Salong. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise here on a matter of AFCON. Right Honorable Speaker, a short while ago, we were all up in euphoria, very happy and excited, having won the right of doing the Pamoja hosting of AFCON. But Madam Speaker, there have been concerns being raised by different areas of the country, different sub-regions, in as far as the criteria and methodology of choosing which are the places that will provide stadia to host some of the games. Madam Speaker, the question that arises is that it is apparent that we need to see a schedule of activities in preparation to host this important tournament. A schedule which will call upon us to know when is which activity going to happen, what criteria will be used, and what are the timelines in as far as preparations are concerned. Today, it might appear in as though 2027 is very far, but sooner than later, we will find that we don't have that much time to prepare. Madam Speaker, I therefore request that the government provides this House with a detailed schedule of activities and a briefing on what steps are being taken as of now to ensure that we don't embarrass the international community when we host AFCON. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. I don't know who is responding to that. Your little brother. Honorable Minister Ogwang. Honorable Minister, yesterday we had a hot issue here. And the hot issue here was that when you presented a report last time, you came and said it is going to be either or, either Hoima or Akibwa, and I'm happy Dr. Chut is here, and something of the sort. It is going to be Akibwa and Honorable please.
Right Honorable Speaker, on that day, when the Minister of State for Education and Sports, in charge of sports, read that statement signed by the Senior Minister, it is stated clearly that government will construct a Kibwa Stadium and either Buhinga or another stadium in Oima, implying a Kibwa plus one, either Buhinga or Oima, to the best of my recollection. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Information.
And as I said yesterday, the issues of AFCON and the issues of presidential pledges are two different issues. And I want to request the Prime Minister, and as I said yesterday, me and the Deputy Speaker were personally involved in these AFCON issues. Personally involved. I want to ask the Prime Minister to lay on table the East African Pamoja bid, which indicates the checklist that is there on the Pamoja bid before you bring in the presidential pledges. That is the Pamoja bid document that made us win the bid. And we are going to deposit it in the library. All of you will be able to read. Yes.
Honorable Speaker and colleagues, allow me to lay on table the East Africa Pamoja bid, Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON 2027.
And that get lay. And what is on that document is what made us to win the bid.
Yes, I have it.
And I want us to differentiate the local games that we have in Uganda here, in Bukedea, in Soroti, and the international games. Honorable Minister, can you respond?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Madam Speaker, like you have correctly said, I read the statement on behalf of my senior minister, and I correctly quote the specific words, and I want to report as follows: that I would be very, very happy that, Madam Speaker, you permit me to bring a statement to highlight where we came from, where we are today, and where we will be tomorrow, and the need for the support of the honorable members of parliament to back up this Pamoja bid, which gave us the hosting rights of the AFCON 2027. Madam Speaker, you have correctly stated, and I also want to put it on record. Honorable colleagues, the Ministry of Education and Sports has a plan to construct regional stadiums. The Ministry of Education and Sports is aware of the presidential commitments according to the pledges of constructing a stadium in Akibwa and Buhinga. And I also want to say, this AFCON is a project. I'll be very happy if Parliament supported the ministry's plan to get resources to have this project implemented to the latter. And that helps us as a country to improve on the infrastructure development of sports in Uganda. I want to call upon you colleagues. Nobody from government is refusing to have the construction of stadiums in the areas which I read here on behalf of my senior minister. All what is lacking is that there are specific conditions in this bid which we are meeting as a country called Uganda, jointly with Kenya and Tanzania. And we cannot, at this particular time, attempt to get out of these conditions because we risk losing the hosting right as a country. So my question to us, colleagues, they plan to construct regional stadiums in where we all come from. I come from Teso. For God's sake, I need Oligo to be constructed, but I do not have money. I have been to Bushenyi, I've been to Kasese, I've been to Buhinga, I've been everywhere where there is need for this infrastructure to be invested. But the challenge is this bid as of now does not permit us to have this done at the same time, unless you want to tell me government should be able to first take away some projects and we specifically concentrate on this. Madam Speaker, as I conclude, I have just come out of a meeting for one project again. We are going to construct state-of-the-art indoors arena in Lugogo. The contractor has just submitted a design project and a structural plan for that state-of-the-art indoor arena in Lugogo. I have just met them. They will be coming back next week in line with what we have agreed with them. So as government, I need your support for that specific project for purpose of us developing sports infrastructure in the country. I thank you.
Honorable members. Yes. The Honorable Minister says he's coming with a statement. We shall ask him all the questions when he comes with the statement. Honorable Minister, when are you bringing the statement?
Madam Speaker, I'll be very much happy that you give me up to, because first of all, Madam Speaker, on Tuesday, I'll be looking at what is in this bid for purpose of training grounds in Kampala. Monday, I'll be in Hoima to look at what is in this bid. That is it. Thank you. Monday, I have a meeting with MPs. So Tuesday, I'll be in Kampala. Wednesday, I'll be in Hoima. I thank you specifically addressing areas of what is in that bid. I thank you.
And I want
Madam Speaker, I want to request Madam Speaker, I bring the statement on Thursday. I thank you.
And I want to request you, as you look at the issues of training areas in Kampala, stop disorganizing our schools. There are these youth who want to have games. Get areas not in schools. How can you say that you're taking a training area in a primary school? People are studying secondary school. You can't do AFCON like you're doing your local games of Katakwi.
Madam Speaker, I thank you for the guidance you've given, but if you permit me to say the following. This AFCON is also going to help us improve infrastructure in some of the schools. Let me give an example.
Honorable Minister, the unemployment we have in this country, I don't think that you're going to have kids from Nakasero Primary School and they are going to play in the national team. Why don't you put, like, if you look at Kira Road, there is that place, a police there. Why don't you put in such a place where you can have these locals, the youth go and train? I mean, public places.
Madam Speaker, I have got your guidance, but I want to give an example as I conclude on the subject matter.
Anyway, Honorable Minister, I have given the guidance, and that is that. You people should stop playing with this thing of AFCON. It is an advantage for this country to get AFCON. If you're going to start playing around with it, we are going to lose it. And maybe on that note, on a good note also, my school is also hosting East African Games. Honorable members, the Prime Minister wants to. Yes, there's a procedural matter.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I stand on procedural matter. I've listened to the Minister of State for Sports on the issue of infrastructure improvement. And Right Honorable Speaker, I'm touched by the comments you have made about training taking place in schools in preparation for the big game. Right Honorable Speaker, the government cannot come on the floor of Parliament and talk of Akibwa and one other, and then it goes to change its statement. Yes. And government cannot make that statement when actually the bid talks differently. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I just want clarification, and I'm doing it with good spirit. I think it would be unfortunate if Lango, as a tribe and as a region, would jeopardize what is good for the country. We will not. What we are saying is, can we stick to the statement the government made that Akibwa and one other?
Information.
On what principle? On what? Let me finish the statement. I'm about to finish. On what was the basis of making that statement? Akibwa and one other. I thought for the first time, people are remembering that a Lango boy called Akibwa gave Uganda a historic golden medal. I thought that was the first time. Secondly, I thought maybe Ugandans are beginning to recognize that now is one tribe that has demonstrated passion for football and is known all over. So, Right Honorable Speaker, for anybody to stand here and tell Parliament, Akibwa and one other, and then you go back to change, you are actually now watering down the image of this.
Honorable members, one thing leads to the other. What is important in this whole discussion is the bid. Is the bid. When I am seated on this chair, I would have loved this game even to go to my compound. But because my compound is not in that bid, the bid takes priority. The bid takes priority. And any issue of a presidential pledge must be fulfilled. A presidential pledge will be fulfilled, but what must be done first is what is in the bid. And we'll go by the bid if we want to take up this AFCON. We will go by the bid if we want to take up this AFCON. I am adjourning the House to Tuesday at 2.
Why?